Hi guys, welcome back to the Big Sew Along. I'm Ginny, and today we are going to start our Diane Erickson O'Keefe Sew Along. We're not actually doing any sewing or anything today. We're just going to talk about the pattern and fabric choices and things like that. But before we get to that, I wanted to say I received a little package today from Maggie, who contacted me a few weeks ago, saying that she had received that she found this pattern, Butterick 5891. It's a Catherine Tilton vest, shirt, top sort of thing. She had found this on eBay, and we were talking about it a little bit, and I said that I had this pattern at one point. I also purchased it from eBay, but when I got it, it was missing pieces and the instructions. So as usual with Marcy Tilton or Catherine Tilton, I guess this one's Catherine, I'm going to show you, if I can, get a close-up on the line drawings. Like, that is not, those are, it says it's easy, but I'm here to tell you, I could not figure out what pieces went where. So Maggie found another copy on eBay, and she sent it to me, and it came in the mail today, and I'm super excited because this is actually a top that I really wanted to make ages and ages ago, and I'm still excited to make it. Excuse me. Okay, the other thing is, Karen contacted me a few days ago, I think on Instagram or Facebook Messenger, I can't really remember which, asking me about my iron. This, you may remember, is the Oliso iron, and I got this right after we moved, so maybe beginning of June, and I wasn't able to really use it right away because we were moving and everything. I was really excited for this iron for a couple of things. Number one, of course, because it's pink, and that's like a dumb reason to buy an iron, but it has like some other features. It's supposed to have really good steam, and it does actually have very good steam. It also has this feature, I don't know if you can see this thing, this bumper here, and this little nozzle or this little pivot thing here. When you take your hand off the handle, so like this, those things come down, so it rests on the table like this, and it doesn't burn the surface, your ironing board, or if you walk away or something. So Karen said she was having some issues with hers, and she was saying that she couldn't get any steam, I think is what she said. She sent hers back and got a replacement and had the same problem. So she contacted me to see how I was liking mine, and I have to say, I have some issues with this iron as well. And let me tell you what they are. I don't have it plugged in now, so you're not going to be able to see. But this is, when your hand is like this and you're ironing, these things retract. So when I'm like this, it's fine. But when I lift my thumb up like this, so on the inside my hand looks like that, it's not touching the handle enough to keep these retracted. So oftentimes, not always, but oftentimes, when I go to steam something, these things pop out, and of course then you can't iron anything because it's not flat. The other issue is, starting about 2 weeks ago, this is my steam button here. It's still not going to do it now because it's not working. It started sticking to the point where I would like have to knock it with my ruler or something to get that out, which is really frustrating. Now, mine does have really good steam. I've never had a problem with the steam, but I have a couple of, those are the issues that I have with this. And I feel like for a $200 iron, those really shouldn't be issues. So, I don't know. I mean, I'm going to keep my Oliso because I'm going to keep it as a backup iron. Karen was telling me that she saw this iron, which is the Singer Steamcraft Plus 2.0, the one that they use on making the cut. This is also supposed to have really good steam and a nice pointy nose. So this should be good for a lot of things. Also, I purchased this on Amazon last week, and you can see mine came yesterday. Karen got hers yesterday. We had an iron buying fest. So I'm going to try this iron this week, and I will give you guys a rundown of how I feel about this iron. Aside from the fact that it does supposedly have really good steam, this is an inexpensive iron in my opinion. I mean, I think it was $55 or $56 on Amazon, and yeah. So my feeling is I'm going to give this a try. If I don't like this, if it doesn't work out for me, I am going to send it back, and I'll just go back to my Rowenta. I just thought I would give this one a shot and see how it does. Like I said, since I just spent $200 on the Oliso, and it's been too long for me now to return it. So anyways, yeah. Okay, so that is all the non-sew-along stuff for today. And for anybody who's interested, I will put timestamps below so you can, like, skip over anything you don't want to watch. Okay, so now let's get to this sew along. We are going to talk about some info here. Let me pull up my pattern. Okay, guys, so I'm just going to read you a couple of parts of this pattern, and then we'll describe some things, and then we'll talk about fabric choices at the end. Okay, so this pattern has it looks like 9 pattern pieces, 10 pattern pieces. I will tell you guys that if you purchase this as a PDF download, you are more than likely going to want to have it printed someplace, because I think this has 60 some pages if you print it at home. So just be aware of that to begin with. Let's see, she has all of her general information here. The O'Keeffe coat dress, your O'Keeffe fabric combo. Your O'Keeffe fabric combo. This design is a great canvas for color blocking. Highlighting a new fabric combo on the front or back pieces can make this a statement piece in your wardrobe. Fabrics with surface design, embroidery, and collage will make it memorable. And then she gives you like some diagrams of different ways you can do some color blocking or patchworking and that kind of thing. She also gives good descriptions on how to make it narrower or wider if you need to. She has some other suggestions on changing the silhouette of the collar or adding pleats. Let's see. There are 3 collar options: regular stand collar, a shawl collar, and a stand collar with an accent at the front edges only. And it's not a huge accent. It looks like it's maybe ½ an inch on either side. Then she also gives you directions for making the collar a little wider if you want to, if it's sitting too close. There are 2 facing options for the front. There are the regular facings, which you won't show, and there is an accent facing. It's very similar to the collar, so you'll just have like a little sliver of contrast fabric showing at the edge. And I think for the facing, it's just at the top. It doesn't go all the way down. I could be wrong about that. So she gives you directions also for making it collarless with none of the collar options. And your side seam pockets, which are optional, so you can either use the pocket or not use the pocket. She also has there's side slits in the hems, and there's a turn back cuff. It's like a self turn back, so you don't add a separate cuff. It'll just be the fabric that you have that gets turned back, but it looks really good. There's also an option for you making the sleeve as is, or for tapering it in to make it a slightly narrower sleeve. She has a ton of suggestions for closures, including buttons, buttonholes, zippers, toggles, snaps, yeah, like all kinds of other things. So other suggestions for this are to make, you can make it a shirt dress, a coat dress, a tunic. You can make it really any length that you want. yeah, it looks like if you make the pattern as is, it looks like the back is a little bit longer than the front. And you might, if you're thinking about making this, you guys might want to check out the Diane Erickson website and look at her gallery page too, because there are a lot of good options in there. Okay, what else? Let's see, fabric recommendations. This pattern includes cropped and long coat / dress versions at 3 color variations. The directions can help guide your fabric choices. For outer garments, canvas, recycled denim, medium to heavy linen and cotton, kantha, or kantha, I don't know how you say that, kantha, handwovens, or other ethnic cloth. For lighter weight shirts and dresses, try linen, cotton gauze, or staple knits. Consider recycled materials like vintage mail bags, embroidered linens, and other materials with character like raw edges, construction hardware, etc. Coat or dress, mismatched button collections, 5 to 10, depending on, sorry, these are the notions, missed that. For the notions, for the coat or the dress, mismatched button collections, 5 to 10, depending on length, a separating zipper or other inventive closures, interfacing for buttonhole area, especially if fabrics are lighter. The cropped version will need 1 to 3 accent buttons, jumbo snaps, or zipper or other creative hardware. Okay, I think on one of these, she's a cropped version with several, but like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 buttons. I do think that this is a little bit full in the back. Like I said earlier, she does give you directions for how to take some of that fullness out if you want. But she also has some other ideas in here for just like playing with it. And I know she talks about that a little bit in the video that she did last week. And I will re-link that video. I linked it in last week's video. But I'll link it for you again today so anybody who hasn't already seen it can run over there and take a look. Okay, so for my fabrics, I'm going to make 2 of these. I'm making a shirt dress. And I'm going to make a coat. So my shirt dress is probably not going to be full dress length, but it'll be around the knee somewhere because I'll probably want to wear it with pants. And for that, I am thinking about using this, I know, shock, right? This hot pink, it's just a cotton. It's very lightweight. I think it was sold as voile, but I think it might be a little bit heavier than that. So that, and then I have a couple of pieces of scrap, well, not really scrap, but very small pieces of fabric. I have this crazy yellow like stripes, and I was thinking about using this with the pink for my accent piece because you're really not going to see very much of it. It's going to be like that much. So I was thinking about using this for the collar and facing contrast fabric. I also have this one, which is a much smaller stripe. That is, it's probably going to read gray to you guys, but it's black and white. So, I don't know. Let me know if you'd like one of those better than the other, or if you don't like either. I think this is, I think I have 3 yards of this, so I should have plenty of this. And I may keep playing with some contrast fabrics. I will be making along, like I said, a shirt dress, only I will be making the version with the contrast collar and facings, and I will also be making that one with a narrower sleeve. I don't know if I'm going to do anything with the back of that. This is pretty lightweight, so even if it's voluminous, I think it'll fall nicely. I think I'll just leave the back as is. The second version I'm going to make is a coat. I'm going to make a coat. I'm going to make it above the knee, so more like a car coat. I'm going to make the shawl collar version. I forgot to say, I have not decided on this 100% yet, but on a closure for this one, I think I may do just regular button loops, you know, fabric button loops with whichever contrast fabric I use, and then plain buttons, like regular buttons. I don't know. I'm not sure yet about that, so closures are up in the air on that one. Okay, so the second one I'm going to make is a coat, and I'm going to make it for walking the dog, so it's going to be above the knee, like a car coat kind of length. I may take the back in on this one a little bit with some pleats because I am going to be using this fabric, which is a Kantha cloth. I think you can probably see that side is really a lot of blue and green. This side has more purple and blue and green and beige. And I've had this for a long time. I'm hoping I have enough to get a coat out of it. This, however, is a little bulkier. So I don't know if I'm going to be happy with this being too voluminous in the back. So then for this one I may do some pleating in the back, or I may play with taking the pattern in a little bit in the back. For the coat version, I am going to use the shawl collar, the fuller sleeve, and I am definitely going to use snaps on the front. I'm going to try to find some fabric that goes with this. I actually think I have some good green fabric like this that would work to cover some jumbo snaps and put those on the front. So that is it for today. Next week we will get started on the sewing part. I hope you guys are excited about this. Pick out some fabrics. Let me know if you have any questions in particular, anything you want me to show you when we're doing the sew along. I don't know how far we'll get next week, but I'll have my pieces cut out and we'll get started on that next week. Okay? I just wanted to say really quickly a thank you again to Lynn for pointing this pattern out to me and for getting me so excited to make it. I also want to thank Karen for all of her input on the iron situation and Maggie for my new pattern. Thank you guys all so very much. The rest of you, I want to thank just for being here. I really do appreciate it. I love hearing from you guys, so comments, questions down below. If anybody's made this pattern, I'd be really interested to hear what you think about that. And I am really curious to know what you guys think about the iron situation. If any of you have tried the Oliso or this new Singer one, let me know. Really interested in your opinions on those. Okay, that's it. I'll stop yammering on. I will see you guys next week when we get started on the sewing part. And until then, I wish you all happy sewing.